Hey everyone, this is some nerdy guy back again with another video, and today's video is of course another limited run pickups video. I got a bunch of stuff and two packages in particular that I am super overly excited for. So we have all of these right here, and then we've got crap, and then we got this big boy right here. He's a little heavy. That's the one I'm most excited for. Well, arguably most excited for, because there's one of these in here that I'm like crazy excited for. So without further ado, I'm gonna get the padded envelope ones out of the way first. Let's get on into it. Oh wait, these are not like the Amazon ones that you can I'm so used to the Amazon ones that you just has like the dotted line on it. You just rip it off. Maybe it is one of those and I'm just doing it wrong, but that's okay. We'll just cut it open. Oh, okay. So this game I was really excited for, just because I saw that it was a horror-based game, but then I also learned that it was done by the Game Grumps, and that is Homebody on the Switch. So that's super cool. I'm excited about that one. Thought that was neat. I was not expecting that. I'm not super huge into the Game Grumps, but a couple of friends of mine are, and my two cousins are like obsessed with them. We'll all be hanging out, and they're just like referencing Game Grumps all the time, and it just goes over my head because I don't really watch them, so I don't know what the joke is and all that stuff. But I mean, hey, if they made a decent survival, or not survival horror, but you know, like horror themed game, then I definitely want to check that out. So on to the next one here. Oh yeah, okay. This one intrigued me a lot. I have been becoming to get a liking. I'm wording that completely wrong. I've taken a liking to boomer shooters, and there's like a lot of new ones coming out and a lot of old ones getting ported to consoles. And this one is PO'd Definitive Edition. Is that what it is? Yeah, Definitive Edition. I'm pretty sure this was only on PC back in the day, or maybe like the 3DO or something like that. But really cool to have that. This is another one of those situations where it's just cool to have a physical version of this, because otherwise playing it on original hardware that it came out on is not impossible, but you know, it's a lot of effort to build an old PC and play it that way. If you bought like the physical version on a floppy or whatever it was probably on back in the day. So yeah, very cool to have that for the collection. I will definitely check that one out. There's another one coming out. I think it's called Killing Time, and that's another one where it was on PC and I believe the 3DO, and that is also getting a release on the Switch, and I believe it's already done with. I think I ordered a copy though. And then this one, my friend Mike and I, he really liked this game, and he was recommending it to me because he had been playing it for Halloween for a couple years now, and they've eventually did a physical version for it, and that is for Pumpkin Jack. This game, to my knowledge, it's a lot like Medieval on the PS1 and how they did the remake for Medieval. This game kind of resembles that quite a bit, and I've heard it's a pretty short game, but you know, like one of those games like he does, he just pops it in. Well, I mean, now that he has a physical, he can pop it into his Switch, but you know, just turn it on, play it for Halloween, get the spooky vibes with the jack-o'-lantern head and everything like that, the pumpkin jack, and you know, just have a good time, which that's cool to me. I like that, so I will definitely be trying that out. I probably won't wait until Halloween. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. My backlog is freaking crazy, so maybe I will just wait till Halloween and then play it. Okay, so now we got this little box here. It's a bit of a smaller one, but that's okay, because it's all just as cool, no matter the size of the box. Okay, yeah, this one's cool. I believe I bought the Super Nintendo version of the sequel of this game, so I was kind of surprised that it didn't do a Super Nintendo version for this, because I don't think we got either of the games in the US. Maybe we did get the first one. I don't know. And maybe it's under a different name. But that's Assault Suits Vulcan for the Switch, the definitive edition. Or declassified edition, sorry. But it comes in this cool Super Nintendo resembled box, which I really like. Yeah, like I said, I bought the second game, and it came in a cool like little collector's edition box for the Super Nintendo. It came with a Super Nintendo cartridge and everything you could play it from. So that's why I'm like a little surprised as to why they didn't do both the Switch version if you want to buy the Switch version and get the Super Nintendo version. Unless if I missed that and they did do that and I only saw the Switch version because I didn't look at it hard enough, maybe. I don't know. But nonetheless, very cool to just have a physical version of this game. I like old school anime, mecha stuff, any of that. I am down for it. There's some screenshots of the game there. Looks really cool. There's one of these games that's on PS4, I want to say. I think it's the same series, Assault Suit Vulcan. Or it might be a different series. I can't remember. But I played the game digitally a long time ago. I think it was on like the PS Plus or the PlayStation Now is what it was back then. And I found a physical version of it at the Exchange, which I've mentioned before on this channel. And for whatever reason, I just didn't buy it. It was so cheap too. It was only like 10 or 15 bucks. And for whatever reason, I was like, I don't need it. And I regret it ever since. I hate when I do that because most of the time I'll just be like, yeah, I'll pick it up. But it's one of those instances where I was just randomly that day, I was like, nah, I guess I don't need it. And then I don't think it's like crazy expensive, but to get it for only 10 bucks would have been great. Okay, now the piece de resistance. This right here is what I am arguably just as, if not more excited for than this big one here. I would say it's pretty equal. I'm super stoked to have these. And they are both just current releases of older games. So if that doesn't give it away, if you follow Limited Run and the stuff that's been shipping out recently, you probably already know what this is. But if not, you're in for a treat. Oh yeah, we've got SNK versus Capcom. SVC Chaos. That's no. I am excited to have this game. I've been enjoying collecting these SNK fighting games that they've been putting out on the Switch. Some of the older ones, some of them are in collections and everything, which is cool. And this one I have not played before. Some of them I have played, whether it be through like other collections on like PS2 or I have a couple on PS4, or playing them digitally and stuff like that, or playing them in the arcade themselves. But it's been nice to kind of collect them for my own home personal use for the Switch. So yeah, very cool to have that. I'm kind of surprised this isn't on the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. It's its own separate thing. Probably because it's more SNK, I guess. But I mean, it's still both of them. So I don't know. But it's cool to have, and I'm happy to have it. And now, the moment of truth. Oh, these are so cool. Oh my god, I am so excited. We've got Tomba, the special edition of Tomba for the Switch, and this Tomba special edition. This is the PlayStation one, the PS5 one. So I went ahead and got so I could play it on the Switch if I feel like playing it on the Switch, and I can also play it on the PlayStation. And that way, I could justify buying this little collector's edition. So, oh man, I'm so excited. Tomba is one of those games that over the years I have heard of, played of, just hearing so many different YouTubers talk about it, but I never owned the game because it was so expensive for me at the time. I think it's like $100, something like that. So, not the most expensive retro game to buy. But to me, at the time, I found out about this game like 15, 16 years ago. I was watching Pete Dorr, and that was one of the games he talked about. And I was like, wow, this game looks great. It's all colorful. It's a platformer. It's awesome. I don't know, it just intrigued me. And then I would go to eBay to try to get my own copy, and it's like, whoa, yeah, there ain't no way I'm paying that. And then over the years, you know, just game hunting and doing my thing, and I just never found one in the wild, and I just never really pulled the trigger on it. I don't really know why. I just didn't want to spend $100 on a game, even though I have spent $100 on other games. But I don't know what it was. I just never bought it. But I have played it. I've played it digitally, because that's like my rule, I guess, with emulating games. Usually, I don't like to emulate stuff. The only time I do is if it's a game that I can't get, that somebody did an English translation for. So, like, say a game's only in Japan and somebody happened to do a fan translation, I'll play it through an emulator that way. Or if a game is way too expensive that I'll never be able to afford, or I don't want to pay for, then yeah. But yeah, there's really no way to reason to justify why I haven't bought the original game, because I definitely could have. But I also don't play the PS1 a whole lot. I do collect for it every now and then. There's certain games that I want to have in the collection and stuff like that I'll feel like playing. But for the most part, I don't really collect PS1 that much. So to have it for current generation is super cool to me. I've always really liked just the style of Tomba, and just like the underground fan base that it has. Like, obviously they know now, like companies know now that this game means a lot to people because they did this. But before that, it was just like super, nobody really cared about Tomba. Or if people that tried to scream from the mountaintops that how great Tomba is, a lot of like companies and mainstream people are just like, yeah, I guess, whatever, it's just a game. But no, it's Tomba, and Tomba's cool. And now we're getting Tomba 2 eventually, so that'll be awesome as well. And I will look forward to whenever they release Tomba 2 for current generation consoles. Okay, this is the last one. Arguably the best one, but I really like Tomba. So Tomba is probably still number 1 to me for this video. But this is still a really cool piece to have, and I'm super excited about it. Oh, this thing is huge. That's what she said. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, holy crap. It's the Persona 3 Collector's Edition, not the Persona 3 Remake, obviously. But the Persona 3, the Seas Edition, or SEES, whatever the hell you want to call it. It comes in this cool slipcover. That's neat. Big ass slipcover, and then here's the box itself. Holy crap. This thing is huge. The main draw for this is the... Oh, does it? It does. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to show it. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if my video will get taken down for this. Because it looks pretty real. Not gonna lie. But we have the evoker in here. The gun from Persona 3 is right there. It's a replica in a frame. That is so cool. Oh my god, this is so cool. Awesome. Oh, they even give you like little things if you want to I'm guessing this is to mount it on your wall. This comes with nails and everything. That's super cool. Okay, but yeah, Persona 3 is probably my favorite of the Persona. It's the first one I ever played, so I'm a little biased. My friend Devin, I've mentioned him on the channel before. Back in the day when we first started hanging out and stuff, he was trying to get me into JRPGs, and boy did he, because we played a lot of different games together. But Persona 3, he had introduced me to Persona with Persona 3, and I like it a lot. So Persona 3 has been my favorite, and I am over the moon excited to have this. But like I said, I also still really like Tomba. I really like Tomba. Tomba is so cool. But yeah, that's the video. I'm ready to hop into some Tomba. and hop into some SNK versus Capcom Chaos, SCP or SVC Chaos. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Do the recap, I guess. Persona 3, we got Tomba and Tomba again. And then we got SVC Chaos, SNK versus Capcom. Salt Suits Vulcan. Pumpkin Jack. PO'd Definitive Edition. And Homebody on the Switch. The Switch collection just keeps growing. I'm always collecting shit for the Switch. I'm always finding deals on Amazon, getting cheap stuff, and then also getting these cool limited run games. And it's nice that these are becoming more accessible. Other places are carrying limited run, VGC or VPG, VGP, VGP, and like GameStop and stuff. They've been carrying limited run things. Best Buy kind of does, but Best Buy's getting rid of all their physical media because they're a bunch of bastards. So it's kind of annoying. But I am so happy to have all this. Especially Tomba. I can't describe why I gravitate towards Tomba so much because, like I said, I only played it through emulation, but just over the years, just hearing about this game and how much love people have for it, but it was so just not mainstream. Like, just, I mean, I'm sure back in the day people probably talked about it when it came out. It's a little bit before my time. But I don't know. I really like it. I love the character designs and everything. It's a good platformer. If you like platformers, this is like one of, if not like Mario or any of the other 3D platform mascots, like this is one to have in your collection for sure. So eventually I'll probably crack and buy the original version of Tomba. But like I said, certain retro stuff I'm just kind of like iffy about. When they're like over $100, I'm like, I really, really gotta want it to pay over $100 for a retro game. And like I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm just saying, certain games you're just like, I just really don't want to pay that. I don't know if it makes any sense to anybody else because, you know, like I said, I have paid over $100 for a retro game, but they're ones that I like really, 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 really want. So, usually I try to collect on the cheap if I can for retro stuff, but I digress. That's my 2 cents. I'll probably change my opinion on that within 20 minutes and be like, oh, I probably should have said something different. But anyways, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until the next one, see ya.